To make oars for those men who on Peleus' order set off to fetch the golden fleece. And my mistress Medea never would have sailed away to the towers in the land of Aegeus, her heart passionately in love with Jason. She'd never have convinced those women, Peleus' daughter, to kill their father, and she'd never have come here to Corinth with her husband and her 2 children. Though she is well loved in exile amongst the women with whom she's supposed to live. She gave all sorts of help to Jason. That's when life is most secure and safe, when woman and her husband stand as one. Their marriage changed. Now they're enemies. Their fine love's grown sick, diseased, for Jason leaving his own sons, and my mistress is now lying in a royal wedding bed. For today he has married the daughter of King Creon, ruler of this country. Distraught, my poor mistress Medea cries, begging the gods to witness how Jason has repaid her favors with betrayal. She just lies there. She won't eat her body, she surrenders to the pain, wasting away, always in tears, ever since she found out how her husband has dishonored her. She won't lift her eyes up from the ground or raise her head. She listens to advice even from friends as if she were a stone in the ocean's swell. Except every now and then, she'll twist her head towards the horizon and call to her father, call to her home, to her own land, all those things she left behind to come here with a man who discards her. Now she hates her children. When she sees them, there is no joy in her, and I am afraid. Her mind thinks in extremes. I know her well. She will not put up with this mistreatment. I worry she may pick up a sharp sword and stab herself in the stomach, or else she'll go into that house, up into that bed in silence, and kill the king and bridegroom, Jason. Perhaps an even worse disaster. She's a dangerous woman.
Madam?
Oh, the tutor for Medea's children. Must be time for their daily lesson.
Why are you out here, standing in the square? Shouldn't our mistress need your help inside? Oh, I see. Poor woman. Has she stopped weeping?
She stopped weeping. How I envy your ignorance.
Her suffering has only just begun. She knows nothing of her latest troubles.
What? What have you heard? Please don't spare me the news.
Nothing. I'm sorry I said anything.
For God's sake, don't hide it from me, dear friend. But I can keep a secret if I must.
Fine. Well, I was passing by those benches where the old men gambled by Pyrenees at the Holy Spring, and I heard someone say that Creon, king of this country, intends to ship the children away, with their mother too. I have no idea if the story is true or not. I hope it's not.
Surely Jason wouldn't send his own children into exile, even if he's squabbling with their mother.
All devotions fade, cast aside by new relationships. It's clear Jason is no friend of this house.
We must add these brand new troubles to our old ones before we've even dealt with them, then we're finished.
But here, the time's not right for our mistress to know about these things. So keep quiet, don't mention anything.
What sort of man is he? My curse on him! No. He is my master, but a bad man to his own family. Of that, he is guilty.
What mortal man is not? But this father, with his new wife, has no love for his children.
The sun, kin to our mistress, still hangs high in the sky. That could still change. For now, go to the children. Best keep them quiet. Don't bring them near their mother. Not today. Not when she's in this state. Do you understand? I've seen her look at them with savage eyes.
I can't stand this pain, this misery. What do I do? I wish I could die.
I worry this anger of hers will not end. Not until she's turned it loose on someone. Let's hope it falls on enemies and not on friends. Now go inside. Stay out of his sight. It's obvious the clouds of bitter grief rising inside her is only just the start. As her temper grows even more intense, it will soon catch fire. She's a passionate soul, hard to restrain. What will she do now that her heart's been bitten by these injuries?
The pain of the suffering, this intense pain. Am I not right to weep? Oh, my children, cursed children of a hateful mother, may you die with your father in this house. May it all perish, crash down in ruins.
Oh, sorrow of it all. Poor woman. Why link your children to the nasty thing their father's done? Why do you hate them so? The pride of rulers is something to be feared. Often they order men, but seldom listen. And when their tempers change, it is hard to bear. It is best to get used to living as an equal, common person. Modest. Going for too much brings no benefit. When the gods get angry with some house, the more wealth it has, the more it is destroyed. Is that her voice in here?
Are those the cries of that sad lady here from Colchis? Old nurse, tell me, has she not calmed down yet? I heard from some household servant in there that she's been screaming. I find no pleasure in this house's suffering. We've been friends.
This house is finished, already ruined. For Jason is bound by his new marriage tie to the king's daughter. As for my mistress, her tears are washing away her life in there, inside that house. She finds no consolation in the words of any of her friends.
Oh, why can't a bolt of lightning strike me? What point is there in living anymore? With death to come and sweep me off, let me escape this life of suffering.
Do you hear how she cries out in misery?
Sweet lady, why long for death's marriage bed when death comes soon enough and brings an end to everything? You should not pray for it.
And if your husband devotes himself to some other bed, why get angry over that?
Don't waste your life wailing for your husband.
Oh, great Themis and noble Artemis, do you see what I'm having to endure when I'm the one who bound that cursed man?
Do you hear what she's saying? How she calls to Themis who hears our prayers, and Zeus who guards, they say, the promises men swear. She is bound to do something quite serious before this anger of hers subsides.
I wish she'd let us see her face to face and listen to what we have to tell her. That might calm down her savage temper, the fury in her heart. I'd like the chance to show goodwill to a lady whom I like. Go on. Tell her that we would like to see her. Tell her we'll be along some friends.
All right. No, I'm afraid it will not persuade my mistress, but as a favor to you, I'll see what I can do. She glares at servants when they come close to her. She's like a bull or a lioness with cubs. That's how she looks.
I've heard Medea's cries, full of sorrows, full of accusations against Jason, her once husband, who has betrayed her love.
Her past is not unknown across Hellas. Medea, daughter of King Aegeus, the ruthless leader of Colchis, himself the son of Helios, the mighty son. Medea, she who secured the victory of the brave Argonauts and by her hand struck down the mighty serpent who guarded the golden fleece.
A powerful woman, armed with nothing but her divine power, she finished what no man ever could. A favorite of Hecate, a sorceress witch whose power forces even the sun to flee from her fury.
All Corinth knows. When the sky goes dark and the wind does shift, Medea's house is to blame. Although now, the real blame rests with Jason, whose actions dim our sky even further.
One must ask, why would a man betray such a woman?
He's a mortal man. Don't you know yet? All men love themselves more than their neighbors. Even if such love makes an enemy of one who sacrificed so much for them. She forsake her family and her kingdom because of her love.
A love forced on her by the gods.
But a love on which Jason himself swore.
He did swear, never by might, never by day will I forget thee, and nothing shall come between our love till the doom of death fold us round.
By the sun did he then swear to bring Medea back to this, our country, and make her his bride.
A vow made and a warning.
Your salvation is in my gift of being saved. Remember your promise.
Jason forgot and left her to cry to the gods. How the mighty have fallen.
Women of Corinth, I have come here outside the house so you don't think ill of me. There is no justice in the eyes of mortal men. Before they know someone's deep character, they hate the sight of her, though she's done nothing to hurt them. The guests of the city must comply, of course, and act as the country wants. And I would not permit anyone, even citizens, to act against their neighbor. But this unexpected blow that's hit me has destroyed my home. My life is over, dear friends. I've lost all joy. I want to die. The person who meant everything to me, my own husband, has turned out to be the worst of men. This I know is true. Of all things with life understanding, we women are the most unfortunate. First, we women acquire a husband. He then becomes the ruler of our bodies, and we pay greatly for the privilege. And then comes the crucial struggle. This husband we selected, is he good or bad? For divorce loses women all respect. Yet we can't refuse to take a husband. When she goes into her husband's home, she must follow his rules, his customs. She needs a prophet's skill to sort out the man whose bed she shares. She can't learn this. And when we've worked hard at this, and with success, our husband accepts the marriage yoke and lives in peace. An enviable life. If marriage does not work, then death is much to be preferred.
When the man tires of the company he keeps at home, he leaves, seeking relief for his distress elsewhere, outside of the home. He gets his satisfaction from some male friend or someone his own age. We women have to just look at one man. Men tell us we live safe and secure at home, while they must go to battle with their spears. How stupid they are. For I'd rather stand there 3 times in battle holding up my shield than give birth once. But your story and mine are not the same. You have a city. You have your father's house. You enjoy life with friends for company. But I am alone. I was carried off, a trophy from a faraway country. I have no brother, mother, or relation to shelter me from harm. And other things we women may be timid in watching battles or sitting still. But when she's hurt in love, her marriage violated, there is no heart more desperate for justice than hers. And so I want to ask something of you. If I find some way to punish Jason for these injustices, his bride as well and her father, say nothing. I beg you.
That much I can promise you, Medea. You are right to seek justice from Jason. I'm not surprised you grieve at these events.
Medea!
It's Creon, king of Corinth!
You there, Medea, scowling in anger against your husband. I'm ordering you out of Corinth. You must go into exile and take those 2 children of yours with you. Go, quickly. I'm here to make quite sure this decree is put into effect. I won't go back into the palace until I've cast you beyond our borders.
Oh God, will my sufferings never end? My enemies are set full sail against me. Creon, I've always known you to be just, a rational king. So let me ask you, why banish me? I've been hurt and abused, though I've done nothing to earn such scorn. Why should I leave?
We are afraid of you. I won't conceal the truth. There's a good chance you may yet instigate some fatal harm against my family. You're a clever woman, very experienced in evil ways. You're grieving the loss of your husband's bed. From reports, I hear you're making threats to take revenge on Jason, on his bride, and on her father. Before that happens, I'm taking precautions. Truly, it's better you hate me than for me to grow soft now and regret it later.
Of course, this is not the first time, Creon, that my reputation has badly damaged me. It's happened often. No man within the sun should ever educate his children to know anything beyond what's normal. I'm a knowledgeable woman. I make some people envious. Some say I'm shy, others say the opposite. Some say I'm hostile. Not that clever. But still, Creon, you fear me. Have I hurt you at all, made you suffer? Don't fear me, Creon. It's not in me to make crimes against the men in charge. Besides, in what way have you injured me? You've married your daughter to a man, one in which your heart selected. My husband is the one I hate. So now I will not begrudge you your prosperity. Have your marriage, and good luck to you. But let me remain here in this country. Though I've suffered an injustice, I'll obey the rulers and stay silent.
Your words sound comforting enough. But I'm still afraid that heart of yours is planning something evil. At this point, I trust you even less than previously. Passionate people, women as well as men, are easier to protect oneself against than someone clever who remains silent. No, you must leave Corinth, and right away. No more speeches. I made up my mind. It's not possible for you to stay here, not given your hostility to me.
Please, Creon, don't send me away. I beg you, and your knee and your daughter's name. Please, sweet mistress, don't have compassion over me, a fellow woman. You know I mean you no harm.
Your words are useless.
You would send me away without hearing my supplication.
Indeed I will. I must do what's best for my family.
Oh, Zeus, don't overlook who bears the blame for all this evil.
Time to leave, you foolish woman. I have to rid myself of all this trouble.
We have enough trouble. There's no need to make any more.
Come! Now! Or my servants will force you into exile.
Please,
Woman, it seems you're trying to provoke me. I am resolved in this matter. Go now!
all right, then. I'll go into exile. Oh, from this land I'll leave hence, just or not. I wasn't begging to escape from that. But let me ask you one final courtesy. Let me remain here in this country for one day to prepare, get ready for my exile, and provide something for my children, since their father, as one more insult, does nothing for them. Take pity on them. Please, you're a parent too. You should treat them kindly. That's what's right. If I go into exile, I don't care. But I weep for them and their misfortune.
I'm not a tyrant. I've always been proud of my tender nature. No one's injured me in the past. Now, when I see I'm making a mistake, you can have your extra day. Let me warn you, Medea. If the sun catches you tomorrow, within the borders of our country, you or your children, you will be put to death. Don't assume I'm not telling you the truth. So, if you must remain, stay one more day. That time you can't do me the harm I fear.
Poor woman.
Where will you find someone?
I didn't touch her early. You tried to remind us of escape misfortune.
Things have worked out badly in every way. Who can deny the fact? Do you think I prostrate myself before a man like that? There was no advantage to be gained. I had no plan in mind. I would have talked to him, I would have grabbed his hand. But the man has become completely foolish. When he could prevent me from planning anything by sending me out of this country, he let me stay. One day, well, I'll turn 3 of my enemies to corpses. Daughter, father, and my husband. I can slaughter them in many ways. I don't know which one to try first. Perhaps I could set the bridal suite on fire. Or I can sneak into the house unannounced, right up to the marriage bed, and plunge some sharpened steel right into their guts. Except there's one problem. If I'm caught entering this house with means to destroy it, I will be killed, and my enemies will laugh. No. The best method is most direct. One in which I have a special skill. I'll murder them with poison. Yes, that's it. But once they're dead, what city will receive me? Who would give me safe shelter as a guest? Offer me physical protection? There's no one. Still, I'll wait a while. If someone can come who can defend me, I'll set my scheme in motion and murder them without saying a word. However, if events force me to act more openly, I'll use a sword. Though it will bring about my death, I will push my daring to the very limit and slaughter them. By Hecate, goddess who I worship above all the others, one I choose to help me in this work, one who lives with me deep inside my home. These people will not bring pain into my heart and will laugh aloud. This wedding of theirs, I'll make painful for them, a disaster. And Creon's marriage ties, my exile from here, he'll find those bitter. So come, Medea, call on all those things you know so well, as you plan this and set it up. It's a test of rules. Let this work, the deadly business start. You know now what you have to deal with. You should not let Jason's marriage make you a laughing stock amongst Corinthians, compatriots of Sisyphus. For you trace your family from a noble father, and from Aegeus the son. So get to work.
all well-ordered things have once more been dispersed. Men's pledges are deceitful, their pledges are too loose. Honors coming to the female sex will no longer stand abuse!
This is not the first time I've observed how your harsh temper can make all things worse. And possibly so. It's happened often. You could have stayed here in this land and house if only you agreed to the arrangements and showed some patience with those in command. Now you're exiled for your stupid chatter, a fate for which you will no doubt blame me. Not that I care. You don't have to stop calling Jason the worst man in the world, but when you speak against the ruler here, consider yourself very fortunate that exile is your only punishment. Always tried to mollify the king. He has a vicious temper and have you say that you just would not stop this silly rage, always slandering the royal house. That's why you've got to leave the country. Anyway, I won't neglect my family. I've come here, woman, looking out for you, so you won't be thrown out with the children in total need and lacking everything. Exile brings with it all sorts of hardships. Although you may well despise me now, I can never have bad feelings for you.
As a man, you are the worst there is. That's all I'll say about you. No trace of manhood. How dare you? How dare you come to me now when you become the worst enemy of the gods, me, and the whole human race? It isn't courage, but a lack of shame necessary to hurt your family. To confront them, look them in the face, and betray them yet again. Shamelessness, the greatest of all human sicknesses. But you did well to come. So I will speak. I'll unload my heart, describe your evil. You listen. I hope you're hurt by what I say. I'll start my story from the very start. I saved your life, and every Greek who sailed with you on board that ship Argo can confirm it. And I killed the dragon Golden, guarding the golden fleece, coiled up there, always staying watch and never going to sleep. For you I raised the light which rescued you from death. Then I left my father's house, betrayed my country, to come with you to Aegeus beneath Mount Pelion. My love for you was greater than my wisdom. And then I killed Perez in the most agonizing way at the hands of his daughters and demolished his household, all of it. Now that I've done all of this to help you, you brute. You betray me and go help yourself to some new wife, and we have children. Now, if we had no children, I can understand why you'd be so keen on marrying this girl. What about the promises you made? I don't know if you think the ancient gods still govern, or if new regulations have recently been put in place for men, but you have to know you've broken faith with me. By my right hand, which you often held, by my knees, which you often begged. It was all for nothing to be touched like that by such a worthless man. Come, I'll sort with you as if you were a friend. I don't know what sort of kindness to expect from you. But come, let us see. The things I'll ask about will make you seem even more disgraceful. Where now should I turn? To my father's house? For your sake I betrayed my country to come here with you. Or should I go to Perez's daughters in their misery? I'm sure they'd welcome me with open arms if I killed their father. That's how things stand. To my family, I am now an enemy. And by assisting you, I've declared war on people I had no need to injure. In all the ways I helped you, you made me, in the eyes of many wives of Greece, a lucky woman, blessed in many things. But what a wonderful and trusting husband I have in you now in my misfortune, if I am exiled from this country with no friends, alone, abandoned, with my abandoned children. You're right. How lucky I am to have your help. And you, what a fine report for a new bridegroom. His children wandering around like vagabonds with the very woman who saved his life. Oh, Zeus! Why did you give men certain ways to recognize false gold when there's no mark, no token stamped
on the human body to indicate which men are worthless.
Woman, it seems I'll need to give good reasons, and like a skilled helmsman on a ship, haul in my sails and run before that storm blowing from your raving tongue. In my view, you overestimate your favors to me. Consider goddess Aphrodite, the only one of gods or mortal men who saved my expedition. As for you, well, you've a subtle mind, but if I told how Eros, with his unerring arrows, forced you to save me, I could injure you. So I won't press the matter very far. However you helped me, you did it well, but by saving me, you got in return more than you gave, as I will demonstrate. First of all, you now live among the Greeks, not in a country of barbarians. You're familiar with justice and the laws rather than brute force. Besides, all the Greeks know you're clever, so you have earned yourself a fine reputation. If you still lived out there at the boundary of the world, no one would talk about you. The great fame I'd sooner have than houses filled with gold, and the power to sing sweet melodies sweeter than all the songs of Orpheus. It's my response to you about my labors. Remember, you started this war of words. As for your complaints about this marriage, I'll show you that in this I'm being wise and moderate and very friendly to you and to my children. You must have patience. When I first came here from the land of Aegeus, I brought with me many troubles, hard ones, things impossible for me to deal with. What greater good fortune could I have found than marrying the daughter of the king? Me, an exile. On the point that irks you, it's not the case I hate our marriage bed, overcome with lust for some new bride, nor am I keen to rival other men in the number of my many children. We have enough. I'm not complaining. The most important thing for us to do now is to live well and not in poverty, knowing that everyone avoids a friend once he's a pauper. As for my children, I want to raise them in the proper way, one worthy of my house, to have brothers for the children born from you and make them all the same. Thus, with a united family, I might prosper. Do you need more children? In my case, there's some benefit to have new children to help those already born. Was this a bad scheme? You'd agree with me if you weren't so upset about the sex, but you women are so idiotic! You think if everything is fine in bed, then you have all you need, but if the sex is bad, then all the very best and finest things you make your enemies. What mortals need is some other way to get our children. We ought to have no female sex, then men would be rid of all their troubles.
The unjust man who speaks so plausibly brings upon himself the harshest of punishment. Since he's sure that his tongue can hide injustice, he knows anything. But he is not that clever. So you shouldn't parade before me now. Your clever word just species to reasoning. One word demolishes your argument. If you weren't corrupt, you would have asked me, got my consent to undertake this marriage, but you didn't even tell your family.
Oh yes, if I had told you of the wedding, I'm sure you would have lent me fine support. Even now you can't stand to set aside that immense rage in your heart.
You're lying! You thought, as you got old, a barbarian wife would bring you disrespect.
Get this straight. This royal bride I did not marry her because of any woman. As I told you, I wanted to save you and have children, royal princes with the same blood as my sons. That way my house has more security.
May I never want to live merely a prosperous life, exchanging pain or great wealth at the expense of happiness here in my heart.
Do you think you can change and sound more sensible? You should not consider this advantage painful or pretend to be so wretched when things are going well for you.
Keep up your hate. You have your refuge. I am alone and banished from this country.
That's what you've chosen. The blame rests with you.
What did I do? Did I take you to wife and cast you aside?
Can you still not see? You kept making all those bitter curses against the ruling family in Corinth.
And I'm a curse against your family too.
I'm not arguing with you anymore about all this. If you want me to provide some money, some assistance for you and the children in your exile, just ask. I'm prepared to give you some with a generous hand. I'll send my friends introductory tokens so they'll treat you well. You'd be mad not to accept this offer. Woman, stop being so angry. If you do, things will turn out so much better for you.
I'll accept. No assistance from your friends, nor anything from you. Don't make the offer. Gifts given from a worthless man are without value.
All right, but I call the gods to witness I'm willing to help you and the children. But you reject my goods and stubbornly push away your friends. And for that reason, you'll suffer still more pain.
Get out of here! For someone so in love with their new bride, you're spending far too long outside her home. Go act married. The gods will see to it that this marriage of yours changes into one that makes you wish you had rejected it.
Erotic love with too much passion brings with it no fine reputation, brings nothing virtuous to men. But when Aphrodite comes in smaller doses, no other goddess so desirable. Goddess, I pray that you don't strike me with one of those poison arrows shot from your golden bow.
I pray moderation, the god's most beautiful gift, will always guide me. I pray Aphrodite never packs my heart full of jealousy or angry quarreling. May she use her wisdom to select a woman's marriage bed.
Oh, my country and my home, I pray I never lack a city, never live a hopeless life, one filled with misery and pain. Before that comes, let death, my death, deliver me. Bring a fatal end to all my days, for there's no affliction worse than losing one's own land.
My lord, do you not recognize old friends?
Medea! I wish you all happiness. There's no better way to greet one's friends.
Oh, happy to see you too, Aegeus, wise king of Athens. Where are you coming from?
I've just left the ancient oracle.
Oh, what business took you there?
Oh, a noble cause. I want to know how I can have some children.
In God's name, have you lived this long and not had any children?
Not one. Some god is doing this to me.
Do you have a wife or have you stayed unmarried?
No, I'm married. My wife shares my bed.
What did Apollo say about it?
Words too wise for human understanding.
Is it appropriate for me to learn them?
Of course. They need a clever mind like yours.
Well, what was the prophecy? Tell me.
I was told, don't untie the wineskin's foot until you come back to hearth and home. I sailed here looking for another friend, a man called Pythias, king of Trojan. He's Pelops' son. They say he's a very holy man. I want to share my prophecy with him. He's very wise and skilled at things like that. And he's the friendliest of all my allies.
Well, good luck. I hope you find what you desire.
Why are your eyes so sad? Your cheeks so pale?
Oh, Aegeus. My husband's been cruel. Of all of the men, he's treated me the worst.
What are you saying? Tell me truly, what things have made you so unhappy?
Jason's abusing me. I've done him no harm.
What has he done? Give me more details.
He's taken a new wife. She now rules his home instead of me.
That's completely shameful. He hasn't dared something like that, has he?
Indeed he has. And he dishonored me, the wife he used to love.
Is this a new love affair, or did he get fed up with you with that?
It's a new love match. He's betrayed his family.
Ah, the lady. It's quite understandable why you're in such distress.
I'm done for. Finished. I'm being banished from this country. Creon's driving me into exile, forcing me out, away from court.
With Jason's consent, I find that disgraceful.
He says not. Still, he's planning to accept it, but Aegeus, I beg you by your beard, and at your knees implore you, take pity, have pity on me and my misfortune. Don't let me be exiled without a friend. Accept me as a suppliant to your home, your native land. If you take me in, may the gods answer your desire to have children. May you die a happy man. You don't know a lucky one you are to find me here. I can help you. I can help end your childlessness. I know all the sorts of medicines to use. I can help you have many children.
Lady, I'd like to grant this favor to you for many reasons. First, there's the gods. Then, the children you say I'll produce. Here's what I'll do. If you get to my country, I'll strive to treat you as a foreign guest. It's the proper thing for me to do. But let me give you fair warning, Medea. I won't plot to get you out of quarantine. You must make your own. If you get to my household, you may remain there in safety. Rest assured, I won't turn you on into anyone. But you must make your own escape out of court. I don't want my hosts finding fault with me.
That's fine with me. If you can do this for me, you've done me all the good you can.
Don't you trust me? Why did this still bother you?
I do trust you. It's just the house of Aegeus dislikes me, and Creon too. If you bind yourself to a promise, you won't hand me over when they come seeking to remove me from their country. If you use words and don't swear by the gods, you may become their friend and comply with their political demands. I'm weak. They have wealth, a king's resource.
You've just said it's very shrewd. All right. That's what you want. I'm not unwilling to do what you require. Your proposal gives me some security. I can show I have a good excuse to those hostile to you. And it makes your position more secure. All right. Tell me the gods that I should swear.
Swear by the plane of earth, and by Helios, my father's father, and by the family of the gods, all of them collectively.
Tell me what I must swear to do and not to do.
Never to cast me out of your country. And if some enemy of mine comes and asks if he can take me off, you won't agree. Not as long as you're still alive.
To that I swear. By the earth, by Helios' sacred light, by all the gods. I'll do what I just heard.
That's good. But if you betray this promise, what happens to you then?
May I then suffer the punishment that falls on profane men.
And all is well. You may go on your way in peace. I'll make my way to your country as soon as I can, when I've done what I plan to do and my plans are successful.
Oh, may Hermes, noble son of Maya, go with you on your return, Aegeus. I hope you get what your heart is so set on, for in my eyes, you are a noble man!
Oh, justice. Oh, Zeus and bright Helios. With this new good fortune, my friends, at last will triumph over all my enemies. They will pay the price. I am confident they will get their punishment. For when I was most in trouble, this man came and helped me plan safe harbor for my son. I'll lash my ships to Aegeus once I make it to Athena city. But now I can tell you what I've been planning, so you get little pleasure from my words. I'll tell Jason to come back to me. But this time, my words will reassure him. I'll tell him that leaving me for this royal alliance was a fine idea and he's made all the right decisions. Then I will ask if my children can remain. But my purpose is not to leave them in hostile lands surrounded by insulting enemies, but a trick to kill the daughter of the king. I will send the children to the bride with some gifts. I will send them to her with presents as if requesting to be spared their banishment. The finest gifts. A finely woven robe, a tiara of twisted gold. And if she accepts these presents and puts them on, she will die, and painfully. And anyone touching the girl, I will enchant and smear poisons on those gifts. That's all for her. Don't say no more. The next thing I do fills me with pain. I'm going to kill my children. There's no one who can save them now. Once I've done this and destroyed Jason's household completely, I'll leave, fleeing this land, evading the punishment I would receive for killing my darling children. A sacrilegious crime.
Oh, ma'am, I urge you not to do this. We want to help you, holding you to the standards of human law.
I will not accept my enemy's contempt! What good does life hold for me now? I was wrong to leave my father's house won over by the words of that Greek man, which by the gods' help will pay the price. He'll never see his children alive again, the one I bore him, nor have new ones with his new bride, for she is marked to die. Agonizing death, poisoned by my drugs. Let no one think that I'm a trivial woman, a feeble one who sits there passively. No, I'm of a different sort. Dangerous to enemies, but well-disposed to friends. Lives like mine achieve the greatest glory.
But lady, can you stand to kill your children?
Yes, it'd be a mortal blow to Jason.
As a woman, it will devastate you.
That is beside the point. Until that point, it is useless to continue talking. My only servant, when I choose to trust someone, I choose you. That's Jason. If you love your mistress and are a woman, tell him nothing of what I plan to do.
O gods of wedlock, and you, Lucina, the guardian of the nuptial couch, and thou, grim ruler of deep ocean and Titan, O free-formed Hecate, and all gods by whose divinity Jason swore to me, with ill-omened speech I pray, be present, you gods, you revenge fine, your hair foul with raven snakes, grasp the smoking torch with your beloved fingers, be present now. As you once stood addressing my mind, upon this new life, destruction bring, destruction upon his father-in-law and the whole royal stock. Let my grief rise to a deadly strength. Heaven and earth alike shall tremble.
Come as you requested. I hate me, but I'm here. I'm prepared to listen. Woman, what is it you want from me now?
Jason, I ask that you forgive me for what I've said before. My anger you should be able to handle since we two have shared many acts of love. I've been debating with myself. I realize I have been in the wrong. Why resent those who offer good advice? Why fight against the rulers of this land and my husband, whose actions serve my own best interest, with this royal marriage producing brothers for my children? What's wrong with me? Why can't I stop being so angry when the gods have been so kind? Don't I have children? Don't I know we're going into exile? Your friends are hard to find. It's for thoughts like these that I realize how foolish I had been, how senseless it was for me to be so loyal. And so I agree with you. It strikes me that you've been acting prudently in forging this marriage link on our behalf. So I give it. I should have worked with you in this design. I should have stood beside you in this marriage and rejoiced alongside you in this union with your bride. But women won't say that. We are what we are. You shouldn't copy the bad things we do, repaying foolishness with foolishness. And so now I give in. I admit I was wrong. But I see things in a better light.
Lady, I approve of what you're saying now. Not that I blame you for what went on before, for it's quite natural in the female sex to get angry when their husbands set up secret schemes for another secret marriage. Your heart has changed now for the better. Although it took a while, you you understand the wiser course of action. In doing so, you're acting like a woman of good sense. Now, as far as the children go, they'll know their father has not been neglectful. With the gods' help, I've made secure provision for them both. At some future date, there'll be leaders here in Corinth alongside their new brothers. But first they must grow up. As for the rest, their father and the God who smiles on him will take care of that. I pray I see them mature into fine young men, victorious over all my enemies. Medea, why turn away? Why weep and fill your eyes with these pale tears? What I have said, does that not make you happy?
It was nothing. I was thinking of the children.
Cheer up. I will see that they are well looked after.
Oh, I will cheer up. I trust what you have said. It's in a woman's nature to shed tears.
Well, why be so tearful with the boys?
I gave birth to them. When you said that prayer about them growing up, I felt pain, wondering what would come of them. But let us discuss the reasons for your visit. I've mentioned some, but now I can let you know the rest. Since the royal house is keen on banishing me, I realize the best thing I can do is not stand in their way or yours by staying here. Since the royal house thinks me their enemy, I've decided to leave this country and go into exile. But you should beg Creon to spare our boys, not banish them, so you can stay here and grow up under your direction.
Well, I don't know if I could convince him, but I should try.
You could ask your wife to ask her father to spare the boys.
Good idea. I think I can persuade her.
You will. If she's a woman like the rest, then I'll give you some help. I'll send her some gifts. By far the finest human gifts I know. A fine woven gown, a diadem of twisted gold. My servants will fetch them here. She's got more than one reason to be happy, that wife of yours. She's blessed in many ways. And you, she's found a very worthy man to share her bed. And now she gets these gifts, which my grandfather Aegeus once gave his descendants.
What are you doing disposing of these things of yours? Do you think the royal house lacks clothes or gold? Keep them. Don't give them away. If my wife values me, she'll set more store on what I want to do than on rich possessions. I'm sure of that.
Don't say that. Even the gods they claim are one like gifts. And among mortal men, gold does more wonders than 1,000 words. Her fortune is on the rise. Gods favor her. She's young with royal power to command. But to spare my boy's banishment, I'd give more than words. I'd give my life. I feel your gaze upon me and it burns. I've called you friend. Speak, and I'll listen, though your words will do little to sway me.
Mistress, I beg you. It is not too late. This can still be stopped. Hide your pain inside deep and secret grief. She who quietly bears grievous wounds, has patience, keeps their mind unshaken, may find healing. Hidden wrath finds strength, while hatred proclaimed loses its chance at vengeance.
It can never be. That courage is out of place.
This is no place to prove your courage. Restrain your fury.
I am resolved to act.
Why still fight? Your homeland is gone. Your husband is gone. All your riches. There is nothing left.
Medea is left. She is in the sea, and in the gods, and in the fire, and in the land, and she should be feared.
Think of their vengeance that will follow. It will kill you.
I wish it.
Please leave.
Revenge first.
No! No! I no longer have any hope that these children She'll fix across her lovely yellow hair the jewelry of death.
The unearthly gleam. The charm will tempt her to put on the robe and ornament of twisted gold. Their marriage bed will lie among the dead. That's the trap she'll fall into. That's how she'll die. She can't escape destruction.
And you, unlucky man, how ignorant you are right now. Married to the daughter of a king, bringing death to both your sons, to your bride an agonizing end. You unfortunate man. You were so wrong about your destiny.
Next, I mourn your sorrows, unhappy mother of these children, intent on slaughtering your children because your lawless husband left you and your marriage bed and now lives with another wife.
My lady!
Your children won't be exiled. The royal bride was happy to accept with her own hands the gift you sent her. Now she has made peace with the boys, your sons. In odd response to the report I bring,
All I can say is I feel so sad.
have I mistakenly said something bad? Am I wrong to think my news is not good?
I don't know about blaming you.
Then why avert your eyes? Why are you crying?
I have my reasons.
Be happy. Your boys will bring you back home again one day.
But before that, I must bring others back to their homes. Alas, the misery I feel.
You are not the only mother who's been separated from her children. We mortals must bear our bad times patiently.
I'll do so. But until then, go back into the house. Give the children their usual routine. Oh, children, my children, you still have a city and a home that you can live once you left me to my suffering. You can live on here without your mother, and I will go to some other country in exile before I've had my joy in you, seen you happy. Help decorate your marriage bed, your brides, or your bridal chambers. Or lifted high your wedding torches. How miserable has my self-will made me! I raised you, and all for nothing. All the work I've done for you, the cruel hardships, the pains of childbirth, all for nothing. Once in my foolishness, I had many hopes in you, it's true. That you would care for me in my old age. Take care of my corpse with your own hand in the proper way, as all people wish. But my tender dreams have been destroyed. And your eyes will never see your mother again, for your life is ever changing. My heart gives way when I see those eyes, my children's smiling eyes. I cannot do it. So goodbye to those earlier plans of mine. Why harm the children as a way to hurt their father and suffer twice his pain myself? No, I can't do that. So farewell to what I had planned before. What is happening to me? Do I really want my enemies escaping punishment while I become someone they ridicule? They must die. That's unavoidable. What a coward am I to let such soft words slay my soul. My hand will never lack the strength for this. And yet my heart don't do this murder. You are made of stone. Believe the boys alone. Spare my children. The boys remain alive with me in Athens. They'll make you happy. No. By those avengers in lower hell, I will not offer my children up to their enemies to be humiliated. They must die, And since that must happen, I, the one who gave them life, will be the one to kill them. All of them to the sun. For on her head the royal bride already wears a poisoned crown. My dress is killing her. But I tread on an agonizing path. I send my children on one even worse. What I want to do now is say farewell.
Often before this present time, I've had to make more complex arguments and struggled with issues more serious than women ought to wrestle with. But we too have an artistic muse who lives among us to teach us wisdom, not all of us. A group of females that can learn anything from her is small. A crowd of women, you might find one. So we can say that among human beings, those who have no experience of children, those who have never given birth to offspring, such people experience far more happiness than those who have been parents. With those who have no children because they never come to see whether their children grow up to become a blessing or a curse to men, their failure to have offspring shields them from many grievances. But those who have the sweet grace of children growing in their homes, I see them worn down with cares their whole life long. First, how can they raise their sons well? Second, how can they provide their children sufficient livelihood? And then it is by no means clear that all of this work produces good or useless children. There is one final problem. The worst of them all, I'll tell you. Suppose these parents lead a satisfactory way of life and raise their sons to become strong, young, virtuous men. Fate so wills it. Death arrives and carries the children's bodies away to Hades. What profit is there then for us in our love of sons if the gods inflict upon mortal men, in addition to their other further troubles, the most painful further sorrow?
Creon, you poisoned them.
That is splendid news you bring. From now on, I'll consider you a friend.
Are you in your right mind, lady? You're insane. To commit this crime against the royal house and then be happy when you hear the news without being terribly afraid?
Tell me of their deaths. If you report that they died in pain, you'll double my rejoicing.
When she saw the gifts, she did not hold out, but agreed in everything with Jason. She took the richly embroidered gown and put it on, then arranged the golden crown fixated in her hair the bright beard, staring at her body's lifeless image there. Then she stood up from her seat and strolled across the room, moving delicately on her pale feet, delighted at the gifts, with a great many glances to inspect the straightness of the dress against her legs. But then, it happened. A horrific sight. She changed color, staggered back and sideways, trembling, then fell into a chair again, almost collapsing onto the floor. An old woman, one of her servants, thinking it was a fit inspired by Pan or by some other god, shouted in festive joy until she saw the white spit foaming at her mouth, her eyes bulging from their sockets, and her pale skin. I dare not speak more.
What of the father?
Everyone was too afraid to touch the corpse. What we'd seen had warned us, but her father, poor wretch, didn't know what she'd been through. He came unexpectedly into the house and stumbled upon the corpse. He cried aloud, embraced his daughter, and kissed her, saying, "Oh, my poor child! What God has been so cruel to destroy you in this way? Oh, my child! What has taken you from me, an old man, near my death? I wish I could die with you!" He ended his lamenting cries. But when he tried to raise his old body up, he was entangled in that woven dress like ivy wrapped around a laurel branch. He struggled dreadfully to try to get to his knees, but he could not. She held him down. If he used force, he tore his ancient flesh clear from his bones. At last, the old man gave up. He stopped breathing. He could not stand the pain a moment longer. So the two of them lie dead. The daughter, her poor father, side by side. It's horrible. Something to make one weep. Concerning you, there is nothing I will say. For you'll know well enough the punishment that's coming to you. As for human life, it seems to me, and not for the first time, nothing but shadows. And if I might say, without feeling any fear, those mortals who seem wise, who prepare their words with care, are guilty of the greatest foolishness. Among human beings, no one is happy. Wealth may flow in to produce a man more lucky than the next, but no man is ever happy. No one.
I've made up my mind, my friends. I'll do it. I'll kill my children now without delay and flee this land. I must not hesitate about turning over someone else. She saw that my hand was kind. They must die. I want to give them life. I have to be punished. There's no way out. So come. Why am I cruel putting out doing this dreadful act? when it must be done. So come, pick up the sword, wretched hand of mine. Pick up the sword and move towards where your life of misery begins. Don't remember how you gave them life, how you loved them. Don't play the coward now. For this short day, forget they are your children and mourn them later. As a woman, I am so sad. No!
Please, wretched woman! You killed all the children while you bore yourself, sealing your fate with your own hands. Of all women that ever lived before I knew of one, of only one that killed her own children, Dina, driven to madness by the powers of Pharaoh, Zeus's lord, sent her wandering away from home. That sad lady, I was in the sea, Jordan, has sent her own two sons, the most unholy murder. More horrors still remain here after what's happened. A woman's marriage that is so full of pain. Hail to the sun whose rays illuminate all things from your eyes. The God sent down upon the earth.
What have we done? What have we let happen?
The woman standing there was Medea.
Rejoice, my lord. This is the day, it seems. The gods tighten troubles around Jason.
She's still inside as she left here. She'll have to hide herself under the earth, else fly up to heaven's overarching vault if she's going to avoid her punishment from the royal house. Did she really think she could kill the rulers of this country and get away unharmed? At this point, she's no concern of mine. I'm here for the children. Those who she has wronged will take care of her. I've come for the boys, to save their lives in case the next of kin try to harm me and mine. Retribution for their mother's profane murders.
Unhappy man, you don't know the full extent of your misfortune, or you would not say this.
What is it? Does she plan to kill me too?
Your boys are dead, killed by their mother's hand.
What are you telling me?
The boys are dead. Fix your mind on that. Mourn your prince's doom. Open the doors and you will see them, your slaughtered children.
Monster! As a man to remove the pot from this drawer once, withdraw the book so I may see two things! My dead sons and their murderer! The woman on whom I shall exact revenge!
Why are you rattling the doors like that? Trying to unbar them so you may see their bodies and not me, the one who killed them. Stop trying. If you desire something from me, just say so.
You accursed woman! You dared to take the sword to your own boys! You, the one who bore them, and to leave me destroyed and childless. Now I realize I must have lost my mind when I brought you here from that savage country to a Greek home. You were truly evil then. You betrayed your father in the land that raised you. But the avenging fury meant for you, the gods have sent me to endure. My God, you're not a woman, you're a she-lion. Your nature is more bestial than Scylla, the Tuscan monster. But my insolence multiplied 1,000-fold don't hurt you, you shameful murderer of your children.
I would reply at length to your words if Father Zeus didn't already know what I did for you and what you did to me. You weren't going to shame my marriage bed. can go on living a pleasant life without killing me. Nor was that royal bride or Creon gonna banish me, send me from here with impunity. So be it if you want to call me a lioness, a Scylla who lives upon Tuscan shores, for I've made contact with your heart at last.
You have your own share of pain and sorrow.
This is true. But there is some relief in knowing you cannot laugh at me.
Oh, my children, you had such an evil mother.
Oh, my children, victims of your father's evil actions.
At least it was not my hand that killed them.
No, it was your insult, your marriage.
Was it right to murder them for that?
Do you think an insult made to a woman is something insignificant? Finally, you'll learn that I'm not insignificant, neither the promise made to the gods.
Never by night and never by day will I forget thee, and nothing shall come between our love till the doom of death fold us round.
Now you shall live with the consequences.
You are truly evil. A monster like you there's never been.
Your boys are gone. That should bring you pain.
I think their spirits live on to take out their revenge on you.
The gods know who began this fight.
Yes! They well know your detested heart!
Your hate. How I loathe your voice.
Let me bury these dead boys and mourn them.
Never. My own hands will bury them. As for you, you'll have a miserable death as is fitting for a coward. Now that you've seen the bitter ending of your marriage to me, may your head be smashed in when you're hit with a moldy relic of your ship, the Argo.
May the avenging fury of our children destroy you. May you find blood justice!
What god or spirit listens to you? A man who doesn't keep his promises. A man who deceives and lies to strangers.
Polluted red child killer!
Go home. Go bury that wife of yours.
I'll go. I've lost both my sons.
Your grief has not yet begun. Wait till you're old.
They're such loving children.
Your mother loved them, you did not.
Did you kill them?
Yes, to injure you.
Alas, how I long to see my dear boys' faces, to hold them in my arms.
Huh? So at this point, you talk to them. You give them an embrace. Before this point, you push them far from you.
Oh, the gods, I beg you, let me feel their tender skin.
No. Your words are wasted. As a story, like you had the heart to rob me of what's mine. And so now in your heart shall a sword be written. As for my heart, my heart is in my home. And now both fall and crash into ruin.
Driven off, what I must endure from this child killer, this she-lion, this abomination. And I'll use the strength I have for grieving and praying to the gods how you have killed my children and refuse to let me hold the bodies or bury them. How I wish I'd never been a father and had to see you kill my children. So go on, you monstrous beast! Go on to the lofty spaces of high heaven and see for yourself that where your path goes, there are no gods! Ah!
Draw the cat eyes sharp enough to kill a man. This